Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Chael Sonnen, thank you very much for speaking with us. You're taking on Michael Bisping in a grappling match, which in a show or an event which we've labelled it as something that's fun. I couldn't believe it's happening. I think it's just a great thing that's going down. How did you get involved in this? How are you on this?
So, yeah, and let me give you a spoiler. I want you to tune in, but I'm going to spoil it for you early. I win. Bisping has no chance, but I appreciate his participation and effort. They should give him a consolation ribbon. How did I get involved? Well, I'm the best grappler out there. I'm the biggest draw by far. I don't really know how you could hold a grappling event and not at least reach out to me.
That is a very good point. Well, you are the original gangster.
I'm just being fair. I'm humbly trying to be fair, but I mean, who else are they going to call?
Well, the Ghostbusters? No.
I was busy.
Yeah, well, Chael, you are the gangster. Me and Mike were in Manchester when you came and did the Q&A, and you had that kind of video beforehand showing us, where you came from and your upbringing. It showed
hard
to us
times.
Hard times. It showed us the hard times you went through and how you are, who you are. And
Rocky Road.
Exactly, my friend.
Yeah, it was tough. You want to know what it was like? I remember days the air conditioner broke. We had to jump in the pool just to cool off. It was disgusting.
That is a hard life. That is terrible. And we've had it over here in the UK. We've had tough times. There was once, it was a really hot summer, and we had a hose pipe ban, and that meant you couldn't water your flowers. And
I remember one time my Rolex broke. Yeah. And I had to go and tell the time by looking on the TV.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? We had to put.
Oh my God, I couldn't even imagine that kind of hardship, guys. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that.
It's
tough. I'm getting over it.
It is tough. Look, you are taking on Michael Bisping, and there is. Do you know what? I actually spoke to Michael already, and he told us how you were originally trying to get Rampage, but obviously that didn't work out, sadly. Why did you reach out to Michael then? What was it about Michael that made you want to go and have him grapple with you?
Well, what had happened there was, we had Rampage, and Rampage was in. Rampage kind of got forced to pull out by. What's their name? Viacom. Yeah. Viacom had said something like, "Hey, we don't think so." So that's what happened there. We were down an opponent, and I called a couple of guys, and I wasn't having any luck. And I reached out to Bisping, and Bisping said yes instantly. I mean, I barely got through my speech of, "Hey, here's the deal, and here's where it is." He was on it. So that was it.
That's awesome. That's good that he said yeah. No, that's it. Considering he had his fight coming up with Anderson, and he jumped straight on. I think that's kind of cool for him to do that, really. And you've got the grappling match, you've got the wrestling. Roy Jones Jr. That's going to be pretty awesome as well to watch. Just to see him, and we spoke with Sean Wheelock about how much of a kind of legend he is really in the boxing world, and just growing up, watching his fights. He's just a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like it. I always liked watching him fight. So, let's see what he can do.
I think he's going to be fun to watch. But, Chael, since you stepped away from MMA, there was obviously recent talks about you going back into MMA. Thankfully, you kind of squashed that and said you're not doing it. Is the grappling, you've done grappling before. Is it something you're going to look to do in the future as well? Maybe just to kind of, just to feed that hunger.
Yeah, I love it. I love the grapple. There's not a lot of opportunity for it, though. That's the downside. There's not a ton of opportunity to grapple. Abu Dhabi comes around every couple of years. Metamorphs is a little up and down. I don't know when their next event is. There's just not a ton of opportunity to grapple. And the experiences that I have, it's been well received. People like it, and I think that might change in the future, where more and more people, promoter-wise, get involved in that. But there's not a ton of chances.
What about Eddie Bravo Invitational? That got signed to Fight Pass as well. That might be something to keep an eye out for.
That could give it a bit of growth.
I think that's right. I think that Eddie's doing a great job and will be fun.
Yeah, I love the fact, the concept that he has where it finishes with a submission. He doesn't let it go to like a draw. I quite like that concept.
Yeah, how he's really trying to get the fighters to fight.
Not fight, they're grappling, Mike. They're not fight. It's not a fight.
Looks like
I keep
a fight
telling
to
you
me.
this.
Yeah, but I know what you mean, where he's really trying to get him to go for it and take some risks out there. That's important because grappling can be very dull. I know, like Metamoris, for example, or Abu Dhabi, where it's a 20-minute atmosphere. Man, there's nothing I want to watch for 20 minutes. It's just simply too long. I was a college wrestler, and we were in fantastic shape. We trained super hard twice a day, every day, and they were 7-minute matches, and that was hard to do. You can't expect somebody to go very hard if they've got to go for 20 minutes. So, you've got to do one or two things. You've either got to shorten up that time limit, or you got to put a big incentive on going out there and putting it on the line. And Eddie chose to do the latter.
Yeah, you're again talking about the grappling side of things. You also, you do your podcast, which is awesome. I particularly like the Matt Brown kind of episode that you had. I thought Matt Brown was a good. It was quite humorous and a good laugh to listen to. Are you, is this something that because you do you do a bit of analysis, you work for ESPN, I believe it as well. Is this just a bit of fun, the podcast for you? Just something to do, just when you got a bit of time?
Well, I mean, I'm paid to do it. It's a for-profit thing, but I do enjoy doing it, if that's what you mean. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, even sitting here and visiting with you guys. I love the sport. I love to talk about it. So in that regard, I like it. But I didn't get rich by doing things for free, gentlemen.
Well, we've sent our check in the post, and
I'm not guaranteeing it's going to get there.
No, I wouldn't think so. The post, right?
We've been told our checks bounce really high as well.
Yours might.
Yeah. But I like the fact that you're a smart man in that, Chael. The fact that you, after the MMA competing, you knew you had to carry on in some form, and you went with the kind of media outlet, so to speak. You've got the personality for it as well. Are you enjoying this kind of aspect of your career now, the kind of next chapter?
I like it. I like to participate, and there's not a lot of ways to participate in MMA. Either you're promoting it or you're competing in it. And the third arm is to work in the booth, to work in broadcasting and give an analysis and talk in that fashion. So it's always nicer to participate, but if I wasn't able to do that, then I'd buy a ticket like the other fans and sit there and support it that way, because I do love the sport. But if I can be involved, I want to be involved.
Now, the man that you let John Jones keep his title in a fight, and he's now looking against.
I didn't let him keep all his toes, though, did I?
Well, exactly. You took something. You can keep your belt, but I want your toe. That was a good feeling.
Yeah,
that was...
They call him the winner as he's having two people help him out of the octagon.
Yeah.
It's a strange sport, gentlemen.
Now,
which one was it you took? Was it roast beef? Was it, or it was none? Wasn't it?
Now, look, you're.
Yeah. And they declared him the winner.
It's like you say, crazy sport. Now, he's taking on John Jones. I'd love to get your John Jones taking on Daniel Cormier. Sorry, I'd love to get your quick take on this rematch, if you don't mind for a moment.
Man, there's not a lot of take there. These guys already fought once. John was drunk and high on coke and still kicked his ass. I mean, that's just what happened. So it's kind of hard to imagine that there'll be a different outcome. But Daniel is confident that there is, and Daniel is such a ferocious competitor. He's got an incredible team. He's got an incredible coach. And they all believe that he's going to be more prepared this time. I mean, they're going to get my money. I can't wait for that fight to happen. But it is hard to imagine. Historically, when a younger fighter wins, the younger fighter wins the rematch only easier. That's the rule of boxing from a historic standpoint. So it's hard to imagine that things will change, but I'm certainly going to tune in case they do.
Yeah, it's one of them ones. I think it's probably, for me, one of the more anticipated bouts.
Well, I always like it when friends fight.
Yeah. It's more the question of what John Jones are we going to see now if he's on hopefully less coke and less drugs and less less alcohol. Which one will we?
I thought it was Tito.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see what we can get out of him. Since
we'll see. Some of those changes hurt guys too. There's some of those changes. But when you find something that works, you never want to change it, no matter what it is. And he's allegedly made some changes. So let's see.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. Some of that stuff could be a distraction too.
It can indeed.
I was going to say, some people need that little bit of crazy in their life, and
they do. Yeah, and I have to admit though, I don't know if you've watched it yourself, Chael, but obviously you've probably heard about the series or shows that the UFC are doing. It's called Looking for a Fighter. Did you get any satisfaction out of seeing Dana White getting tasered?
Yeah, it's called Dana White Looking for a Fight is the name of that show. I love that show. I think it's a real kick. And that's the real Dana White. He's a foodie. He's a big time foodie. Whether it's expensive food or cheap slop, he loves food. So I kind of get a kick out of him letting people in on that. I don't know why the hell they would let somebody tase a man. That seemed like a crazy thing to do. You usually get tased against your will. I don't know who would agree to do that.
To be honest, I think only one of them was agreeing to that. The other two were just sort of like, what do you mean I don't get paid if I don't do it? Or,
It was. Do you know what? I love the show as well, Chael. It's just something
fun.
Different. It is, yeah.
And they got the right guys on it.
Matt Serra being sick in that car on that race was fantastic. It's just, I couldn't stop laughing. But do you know what?
Sarah's fantastic as it is, man. That guy is such a character. Yeah. I love things that involve Matt Serra. I love the accent. I love how open he is. I mean, that dude, if you ever get a chance to be around him in person, do not miss the opportunity, because you will be in stitches.
I'm
fortunate enough to met him a few times, and every time he's never different. He's always like
positive.
We
had a good time in Manchester when you were over there as well for UFC Manchester, because he had Al Quenta fight. He was taking on, was it Jimmy Haytis he fought, was it? I think it was.
That's a tough son of a bitch, that Al Quenta. That's the next Nick Diaz.
Oh yeah,
that's another guy they need to stick a camera on a little bit more often, man. That guy's crazy. That guy destroyed a hotel room just to increase his legend. That guy, I love Al Quenta. He is the next Nick Diaz. Mark my words.
Oh yeah,
the eyes on him. He's got that crazy in his eyes.
He's got that crazy eye. He's got that Rory McDonald look kind of thing. Like he wants to wear your skin. Definitely. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
he's a street fighter for sure. That's an East Coast badass right there.
Yeah, we've had Aljamain Sterling on before, and he's awesome to talk to. And I'm going to try and get Aljamain and Al on together.
Yeah, Aljamain's doing everything right. He's bringing some big attention to himself, and he deserves it. He's got some great skills too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a definite talent to watch. I have to admit, I enjoy speaking to him as well. He's a smart. He's a smart kid. He's not. How many fighters make news by signing the contract? Like, he made himself sign a new contract with the UFC, big news, and obviously got a pay rise out of it.
I tell you what, the funniest story that he had was the Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, with trying to get on his girlfriend. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
It was class.
Well,
that's the way to.
Chael, before we let you go, because I know you've got a Reddit Q&A, how are you going to beat Michael Bisping then, if that's how it's going to go down?
Well, there's a number of. I could take Bisping down and lay on top of him for 15 minutes and go home. I'm going to try to submit him. He's not going to submit me. He really has no chance, but I appreciate his effort. And I mean that sincerely. Like, I need someone to show up. I could probably sell a lot of tickets just walking out there myself, but I'll sell even more if somebody comes. So thank you for his participation. I will try to send him home in one piece.
Now, Chael, can you just give a mention of your social media for people to jump onto, and also give a mention on your podcast and where it is and how people tune in?
No, if they don't know by now, then I don't need their business.
That's a good point. That's a good question. But
gentlemen, best of luck to you all. Onward and upward. And until that day comes, keep your ear to the grindstone. Goodbye.